Hey Wargamers, Games Workshop has given us a few little tidbits to whet our appetite in preparation of their preview for the Tau Empire Codex. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. If you like this video, go ahead, hit the like button and the subscribe button. That way you don't miss any of my upcoming Tau content. Alright, so basically GW dropped two different articles, one in the Regimental Standard, one on the normal community site and on Facebook, talking about the Tau. So we're going to look at each of those independently. Not really a super big review type video here, but more just going over what they released and a few little thoughts of mine. Really, I'd like to hear what you guys think of these things because there's a few things here that as a Tau player, as a dedicated Xenos, I don't have that good of a grasp on. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Okay, so the first thing is this hilarious comparison between a Tau drone and a Kataphron destroyer. It's basically, saying, Tau are evil. They have these terrible machines called drones. They're going to ruin everything. They're subversive and evil, and really the stuff that you see from the tech priests and the Imperium just dialed up to 11 about how their technology is awesome and the dirty Xenos are absolutely terrible. So it says as far as the things about the Tau drone that are undesirable from the Imperium standpoint, it says it's a completely unrestrained cogitator, could murder everyone at a moment's notice because marker drones, shield drones, recon drones, gun drones, you name it, they are killing machines. A single gun drone could wipe out everyone you love. So yes, they can murder everyone at a moment's notice. They have no seals of consecration, and they are vulnerable to the predations of warp Xenos. Very true. You see the Chaos gun drone all the time. They're co-opted for evil deeds consistently. You see them everywhere. So really a great observation, a great piece of propaganda from the Imperium here. Constant and foolish advancement in the name of progress, leading to ultimate downfall of the Tau race. Yes, as a Tau player, I think this is true. Just look at the current meta. You can see how prominent gun drones have become, and shield drones. They're everywhere. And if that doesn't make you scared for the future of the Tau race, I don't know what will. The drone must be stopped. And it says they serve as a reminder of the misguided optimism and repulsive secularism of the Tau. Yeah, the greater good is certainly not good. It's just awful. In contrast, we have the glory of the Holy Battle Servitor. Again, I realize that battle servitor is a general term, and there's multiple different types of battle servitors, but just the fact that they use the word battle servitor instead of destroyer or breacher, it is a little bit a softer of a noun for you. So you have the evil gun drone and then the battle servitor. Certainly there's an element of nobility in being the battle servitor as opposed to a drone. So I just like that comparison. And all systems shackled to the greatest cogitator of all time, the human mind. Yes, it's the greatest. Ask anyone. Everyone's talking about it. It's amazing. It's huge. It's the greatest. Murderous impulses controlled by careful nerve stripping and pacifying digisalms. So there's absolutely nothing to be worried about Kataphron destroyers. They're totally harmless. Imbued with faith in litanies of protection, all designs carefully analyzed for centuries to guarantee safety and efficacy, constantly reminds all present of the fragility of the flesh and the supremacy of the Imperium. Yes, that is why you see battle servitors all the time. They're magnificent, and you are inspired by their presence. Absolutely. So yeah, pretty funny stuff. Again, there's going to be a link in the description below if you want to take a look at the source material. Hilarious. There's some extra bits that we didn't actually go over that are worth the read, so check it out. The other thing that is a little bit more exciting is something that actually explains how Tau have basically jumped to the other side of the galaxy. So this is a summary of the 5 spheres of expansion of the Tau Empire. 1 through 3 are old news. And again, so this is like the best quality image I could get right off the site. So it's intentionally a little blurry because it's supposed to be, glowing, but yeah, not super high res. But it says, for a sphere, the Tau develop a device that allows them to pierce the fabric of reality itself and prepare a new expansion. The consequences are horrifying beyond the reckoning of this young species and suppressed by the ethereals. So the idea here is that either Tau have access to the warp somehow via technological means, but they don't have a Geller field and they're overtaken by demons. In response to this, the ethereals act like it never happened. They don't tell everyone about it. It's a big cover-up type thing. And this is something that I'm not exactly clear on, if there's a difference between the warp and kind of the classic wormhole, folding paper in half and punching a hole through it type of technology that we talk about in the real world. And so there's a possibility that if those things are different, which I think they are, my understanding of the warp is that it's basically a different dimension. Again, tell me if I'm wrong. But basically it's a different dimension, whereas this would be creating essentially a wormhole. So we have a little bit more of a mechanistic catastrophe than some sort of demonic incursion. And so that kind of fits more in line with my understanding of how Tau would actually be able to achieve faster than light travel, just because, again, they don't have psychers, so they wouldn't be able to navigate the warp. And having technology to access the warp is different than being able to navigate the warp. Anyone can throw a couple pieces of wood together and jump on a raft, but it's a different story taking that raft and navigating the ocean. So I think having the technology to get into the warp is a little bit different than navigating it. And for part of that reason, I think this is a little bit more of a wormhole situation than the warp with capital T, capital W situation. The 5th sphere is what we're doing right now. That's what this new codex is going to address. And it says the Tau used the newly opened Startide Nexus to take their next expansion further than ever before. And there's a few things that this could actually be, the Startide Nexus. It could be a piece of technology, but really a nexus is generally referred, as something that's a little bit more substantial, an actual piece of infrastructure. So like when I think of a nexus, I think of like a large meeting place where multiple things come together. And for that reason, it sounds like maybe this would be a webway, maybe this would be some sort of Necron technology, but alternatively, this could be a wholly Tau piece of technology that really is just some sort of wormhole generator, something unique to Tau, which I think would be fine. That would be flavorful. It's not inconsistent with the Tau fluff so far, them developing the technology. Now, there is this issue where a few months ago there was a post by someone in the community team saying that the Tau were given their technology, and the inference of that is different. It could be inferred that meant that the Tau were given their technology by an external entity, whether that's Eldar or whoever. Or it could be inferred that given means that they've developed it and they were given it by other members of their society. So, if you're a fire warrior, you're not developing the weapons. That's being done by other people in the society. So you are given that pulse rifle. You are given that crisis suit. You are given that riptide. You're not building it yourself. So there's a potential there for multiple interpretations, and I haven't seen a clarification on that, but maybe this means that the Tau just did it themselves, but maybe it means that they're working in cahoots with someone else that's trying to foster their success as an agent of change in the galaxy. All right, so both those things I think are very exciting. Talking about gun drones as being the downfall of the Tau race, again, looking at the meta, that's not too far from the truth. They're taking over, they're everywhere. So this new codex might address that to some extent. And the fifth sphere expansion via the Startide Nexus is super cool. Thinking about the possibilities for what that means in terms of fluff, but also in terms of future rules, future models, things that we could see. It opens up new opportunities for allied races. It brings in new opportunities for different types of technology to be represented for the Tau. It also opens up possibilities for narrative play in terms of where they can be and who they can fight. And of course, it's just super cool. So let me know what you think about these things in the comments below. Hopefully we're going to get more and more information in a very short period of time here. So keep your eyes peeled. Keep hitting that refresh button on the community site. I know I have. So again, let me know what you think in the comments below, and happy wargaming. Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed the video. I want to thank all my patrons over on Patreon. Your support really makes a difference for me, and I really appreciate it. Special thanks goes out to NoExcusesPanda, Paul Leuders, TauOswell, Andy Young, Peter Benjamin Parker, Deverson, and Giovanni DiMaggio. You guys rock, thank you. If you liked this video particularly well, head on over to Patreon and consider joining our community over there. Thanks as always, and happy wargaming.